Welcome to today's video. In this video, I'm going to start a new topic, which is a topic of probability. So in this video, I'm going to introduce you to probability. That means I'm going just to look at the introduction to probability. So welcome to our YouTube channel, and thank you so much for coming to our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also invite your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you find this video helpful, remember to share and like our video. Okay, so like I said earlier on, we are going to look at probability, and this is the topic I'm going to introduce. Okay, so first I'm going to define what probability is. So what is probability? Okay, so probability is the branch of mathematics that deals with estimating the likelihood of events taking place. So probability is the branch of mathematics that deals with estimating the likelihood of events taking place. So this is the branch of mathematics where we predict what will happen depending on the previous results and how the situation look like. Okay, so here in this topic in mathematics, we bring out the facts, we put them in consideration, then we come up with a probability. Okay, so this is just a branch of mathematics where we predict what would happen or what will happen. Okay, all right. Okay, so that is probability. Now when you are predicting in mathematics, you want to predict the event of, maybe you want to predict whether the event will take place. In mathematics, do we just say words to say it might be or it might not be? In mathematics, as you know, mathematics deals with numerical figures. So which means that when you want to predict something in mathematics, you're going to write the number. So it will also be, the prediction will be numerical form. So I can say that the numerical value assigned to such estimations are called probabilities. So what happens is you write the probabilities are represented by numbers. So the likelihood of something happens is presented by the number. Okay, for instance, like today is Thursday, tomorrow will be Friday. So to predict that tomorrow it will be Friday, the probability will be 1, because for sure it's going to be Friday. Now imagine if we are to predict that tomorrow on Friday it might rain. That means the probability may be 1/2. It may rain or it may not. Okay, or it can even be more than looking at the previous occurrence of rains. So it will be it can have a probability of maybe 1/3, 1/4, depending on how in the previous maybe previous time, how the rain in the previous time or previous week or previous month. So you can use the previous occurrence to predict what will happen in future. Okay, so we are saying in mathematics, when you are predicting something, we don't just say words, we can also use numerical values, which are called probabilities if there are many, and called probability if it's 1. Okay, now we can say the probability of Chelsea winning the game is 1/3. I'm just trying to demonstrate. We can say the probability of Chelsea winning the game is 1/3. We know that in a game there is win, lose, and draw. So that means if Chelsea is playing, that means the outcome of the results, they are probably going to be 1/3, because Chelsea might win, that is one probability. The second one is that Chelsea can draw, that means that is the second probability. And then the third one is that Chelsea can also lose, that is the third probability. So the probability of Chelsea winning is 1 out of 3 probabilities. Okay, we can say the probability of Chelsea winning the game is 1/3. Therefore 1 over 3 is the numerical what value called probability, since it is 1. Okay, so we are looking at one probability of Chelsea game, that is 1 over 3 of Chelsea winning. So that numerical figure, which is 1 over 3, is called probability because it's 1. But if we add Chelsea of winning 1 over 3, and we also add Chelsea of drawing is 1 over 3, now we have got two probabilities, then you can call it probabilities. Okay, so probability is singular, probabilities is plural. Probability is singular, probabilities is plural. Okay, so that is what I can say on the definition of probability. So you should know that in mathematics, the possibility of something happens can be written in numerical, as well as, yeah, it can just be written in numerical. So those are the things you need to know about the definition of probability. So I said probability is the branch of mathematics that deals with estimating the likelihood of events taking place. So the numerical value assigned to the such estimation are called probabilities. So we know that in mathematics, to state the probability of something happening, it's just, we don't just use words, we use numbers as well. Okay, now let's come to terms used in probabilities. So terms used in probability. So when you're looking at the topic of probability, there are terms that are used in probability. So you need to be conversant with these terms for this topic to be easier for you. So let's look at 10 of these terms we can use in probability. Okay, so the first one is outcome. Okay, so in probability you encounter this word outcome so often. Probably in every step we'll be looking at, we'll be talking about probability. So, we'll be talking about outcomes. Outcome will come so often in this topic. So what is outcome? Okay, what is outcome in probability? So outcome is one of the possible things that can happen when a trial is performed. Okay, so for instance, if I'm tossing a coin, okay, it's either there will be a coat of arms or there will be a bed. Okay, one of the sides will land on top, the other one will be down. So the probability will be 1 over 2. And then if the coin lands on the bed, or the bed is on top, that means the outcome is the bed. The outcome is the bed. Okay, so that is outcome. So outcome is just a result of an event, the result of an event. Okay, so for instance, I have got the coin there, like I said, that is a bed, that is a 1 kwacha coin, and then this is the back where we have got the coat of arm of Zambia. So if I toss a coin, we know that a coin has got a bed, a 1 kwacha coin has got a bed, as well as it also has a coat of arm on the other side. So if I toss that coin, that means the coin, when it lands down, it's either the bed will be on top or the coat of arm will be on top. Now, if the bed is on top, that means my outcome is the bed. Okay, so a coin that has a probability of 1 over 2, or 2 possible outcomes, a coin which has got a probability of 2 possible outcomes, will either have a bed on top or a coat of arm down. Now, whatever comes on top, if we say if the bed is on top, that means the result is the bed, then that means the outcome is the bed. Okay, so the outcome is just the result. When you toss a coin, the one that is comes the favorable outcome, the one that comes on top, that is the outcome. So the results that you want, or that was expected, is the outcome. The result that you want, or that you have gotten from tossing, that is the outcome. So if the coin lands on the bed is on top, that means the bed is the outcome. Okay. All right, let's go to point number 2, which is experiment. So what is experiment in probability? What is experiment? So experiment is a series of trials. Okay, so for instance, if I want the bed, or I want, if I want the bed, or I want the, I throw a dice, then I want the, maybe the score to be 2, or the results to be 2. I want 2 to be on top. Okay, then I throw the dice, but I do not get 2. I throw maybe even 5 times. Each time I throw, it is a trial. Okay, when I throw a dice, the one time, that is one trial. 2 times, 2 trials. Okay, just like that. So what I'm now having there is a series of trials, which is called the experiment. Okay, so a bunch of trials is called the experiment, or a series of trials is called the experiment. Okay, so when you try to attain an outcome one time or many times, that is experiment. Okay. Okay, so for instance, tossing a coin 3 times can be said as experiment of 3 trials. So tossing a coin 3 times can be said as experiment of 3 trials. I hope you understand. So when you throw when you toss a coin, that is a trial. Now the number of trials, when you put them together, they form an experiment. So if I toss a coin, I have a head, and then again I toss a coin, I have a head. The other time I have a coat of arm. Let me say I have a bed, then now I have a coat of arm. Twice I've thrown I've tossed a coin twice, and the result is the bed. Then the third time, the result is a tail. Then again the tail. Then again when I toss the 5th time, I get a tail. So that where I'm saying a tail, it should be a coat of arm. That means I have an experiment of 5 trials. Okay, I have an experiment of 5 trials. So trials, this is the total number of experiment is the total number of trials. Experiment is the total number of trials. It can be an experiment of 1 trial, or it can be an experiment of 2 trials, or 3 trials, or as many as possible. So the total number of trials, that is an experiment. Okay, let's go to number 3. We are going to look at trial. Okay, so what is trial in probability? I'm sure I explained trial. I talked about trial. So trial is an action that have more than one results. So when you toss a coin, it's either it will land on a bed or a coat of arm. So that is a trial. Immediately you throw it once. Immediately you have thrown a coin twice, thrice. Now that is an experiment. When you consider all the trials together, that will be an experiment. But when you throw you toss a coin twice, that is a trial. Okay, so a trial in a coin, when you toss a coin, that when you do that trial, it's either the coin will land on a bed or on a coat of arm. So it has got more than one result. So which means that is a trial. Okay, it can either land on a bed or on a coat of arm. So that is what a trial. Okay, so throwing a dice can have more than one result. So when you throw a dice, it can have more than one result. It can have more than one result. That means when you throw a dice can land on 1 can be on top, or 2 can be on top, or 5 can be on top. For instance, you throw a dice once, it lands on 1. Okay, it lands on 1, and that is 1. Then you throw again, and it lands on 5. That means now you have now 2 trials which are forming one experiment. So it's an experiment of 2 trials, and then this trial. Let me get rid of one. This trial, the first one, it has landed on 1, but when you look at it, it can even land on 4 or 3 or 5 or 6. It's a trial that has got main results. The results can be 1, can be 2, can be 3, can be 4. Okay, so it's a trial is an action that can have more than one result. So even when you throw a dice, it can either give you 2 or 4 or 3. Okay, all right, let's go to point number 4, which is event. Okay, what is event in probability? So event is something that can or not happen. Event is something that can or cannot occur or happen when trial is conducted. Okay, so if you toss a coin, it's either it's going to land on a bed or a coat of arms. So it can either land on a bed or a coat of arms. So if you say it will land on a bed, that event you want to do, it can either happen or not. If I say my coin will land on a bed, that is an event because it can either land on a bed or a coat of arms. So it can either happen, what I've said can either happen or not happen. So an event is something that can or cannot occur or happen when a trial is conducted. So that is an event. So when you hear a word an event, or hear someone say event in probability, is saying something that can happen or not happen. Okay, so let's say you throw a dice to score 5. Okay, you have a dice and you throw it, and then you want to score 5. We know that a dice has got 6 sides. Okay, a dice has got 6 sides. So that means when the dice is landing, it can either be 5 can be on top or cannot be on top, and the probability is 1/6 for you to score 5. So meaning 5 can happen or cannot happen. So when you look at this dice down here, you see it has landed on 5, but you and me, we know that this dice has got 6 sides and it can land on any of these 6 sides. You know, these sides are even, they are equal. So meaning that means it can land at on any side. It can be 5, 2 or 6. So an event is something that can or cannot happen. So throwing a dice is also an event, because when you throw a dice, okay, throwing a dice to score a certain number is an event, because it can either throw a dice and score that number you want, or you cannot score that number. So it is also an event. Okay. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section, or where you need clarification, I'll be glad to explain more. Okay, let's come to number 5. Okay, so number 5, we're going to look at certain or sure event. Okay, before I define or I explain on this one, I ask you viewers to pause the video and try to explain what is a certain or sure event. I'll take it that you have paused. Now let me explain. Certain or sure event. As you know, the word certain and sure, as you know their meanings, that is the same meaning in mathematics. So a certain or sure event is event that will surely occur or happen. So if we say it's a sure or certain event, we are saying it will happen. Like if I say today is Thursday, tomorrow will be Friday. For sure, it will happen that it will be Friday. So that is a certain event. Okay, so we can't say maybe, let me say maybe we can't even say it's a sure event that tomorrow the sun will shine. Okay, even if you're in October, in Zambia, you're in October, we know how October is. It's a clear sky and there will be sunshine throughout the day, but that is not a certain event, because even if it's often happen, you may find that the following day it will be cloudy and then there will be no sunshine just like that. So that couldn't be a certain event. So a certain event is something like, we can say tomorrow, since today is 12th May, we can say tomorrow it will be 13th May. That is a sure event. Tomorrow that 13th May will come. Okay, now let's go to, okay, so like I said earlier on, today is Monday, then tomorrow it will be Tuesday. That is a sure event. There is no probability there it will happen. The probability is 1. Let me say the probability is 1. There is probability which is 1. It's an obvious. If it's today is Monday, tomorrow will be Tuesday. Okay, let's go to point number 6. Impossible event. Impossible event. So viewers, I want you also to define this one. What is impossible event? Okay, so impossible event is the event that can never occur or happen. So impossible event, this is an event that will never happen. This one, when you just say this is an event want to happen, you just say this cannot happen. Okay, no matter what, it cannot happen. It can never happen. Okay, so like we can say Tuesday coming after Sunday. Okay, immediately it's Sunday, we go into Tuesday, it will never happen. Immediately it's Sunday, the day that comes next is Monday. Okay, so certain or sure event is the opposite of impossible event. Okay, so impossible event is an event that can never occur or happen. Let's say you throw a dice. You throw a dice, and then you throw a dice and you want to score 7. Okay, you throw a dice to score 7. A dice has got 6 sides and its numbers ends up to 6. Then you want to throw a dice to score 7. This is impossible because the dice in the biggest number in a dice is 6, so you can't score 7. If you are throwing a dice, you can't aim to score 7 because that is impossible. Okay, so that is a dice I have there on top. As you can see, it just ends up to 6 numbers there. That is the highest number, 6. So which means if you throw a dice to score 7, that is mission impossible. It's not possible. That event cannot take place. So that is impossible event. So impossible events, those are events that can never happen or occur. Okay, all right, now point number 6 or term number 6. Okay, so let me just demarcate there so that I can write other terms on the right side of the screen. So equally likely event, equally likely events. Okay, these equal likely events are events with equal chance of occurring. Let's say I throw I toss a coin or I roll a coin. Then when I roll a coin, for the coin to land on a bed or for a coin to land on a coat of arm, the chances are equal. It can either land on a coat of arm or on a bed. So there are 2 chances here. It's either lands on a bed or on a coat of arm. So the probability of the coin landing on a bed is 1/2, and the probability of the coin landing on a coat of arm is 1/2. So the chances or the likelihood are equal. So that is what we call equally likely events. So equally likely events are events with equal chances of occurring. So if I toss a coin, the probability of a coin landing on a bed is 1, and the probability of a coin landing on a coat of arm is 1. Then that is what we call equally likely events. Okay, same applies if I throw a dice. That means the chances of a dice landing on 1 is 1 over 6, and also the chance of that dice landing on 6 is 1 over 6. We can also call that as equal likely events. Okay, let's go to an example. Okay, when you toss a coin, there is equal chance to either a tail or a head. Okay, so there is a chance that the result will be either a tail or what, or head. Okay, so when you toss a coin, the result will either be, or the outcome will either be a tail or the head. Okay, let's come to number 8. Number 8, we are saying random occurrence of an event. Random occurrence of an event. Okay, so this is random occurrence of an event. Is an event or events with no certain way of predicting when and where the event will occur or happen. Okay, this is like, for instance, if you're a soccer fan, this is the same scenario that happens. For instance, you want to play a team, or your team wants to play a team that it has never played before. They have never met before. It will be very difficult for you to predict, because you know that the results can go either way. Okay, even if you look at the recent previous performance, but to predict that this team will win when they have never played before, it is very difficult. So that's where now random occurrence of an event comes in. Okay, so you predict, because there is no certain way you can tell that this team will win. There is no certain way. For instance, maybe let me give an example of if we throw a coin, we cannot tell whether it will fall on a tail or on a head. Okay, so we can't tell. There is no way to predict until you throw it. Okay, so that is the other example. Let's come to point number 9. Sample space of a random trial or experiment. Okay, so sample space of a random trial or experiment is a set of all the possible outcome of a particular trial or experiment. So this is where you put all the possible results in one set. Right? For instance, if you toss a coin, the possible result is either the bed or the coat of arms. So you can form a set of a tail, comma, a coat of arms, or you can form, sorry, not a tail, but a bed, comma, a coat of arms. So that is a sample space of random trial or experiment. So even if you are calling a trial, we are just tossing it once, you can still form a set. But if you are doing an experiment, you're going to toss so many times, then you can still come up with a random space of the trial or experiment. Okay, so for example, if we toss a coin, the sample space is head, comma, tail. So we can say head or tail. If we roll a dice, the sample space is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the sample space in a dice will be 6 options. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because the dice has got 6 sides. Okay, so you're going to form those sets. You are saying this is one of these 6 outcomes. One will be the corrector will be the outcome. Okay, so that is a sample space. It's just a correction of all the outcomes or results. Okay, let's go to number 10, which is favorable outcome. So favorable outcome, it's easier. What is favorable? Something you like. So favorable outcome is the outcome we like or want. Okay, the favorable outcome is the result you want or you like. For instance, if I toss a coin, I want the coat of arms to be on top, then it means my favorable outcome is the coat of arms. Okay, that is my favorable outcome. It's the coat of arm. I want the coat of arm to be on top, so that will be my favorable outcome. Okay, so we can say if we toss a coin and we want the outcome to be the head, then our favorable outcome is the head. This one is simple and straightforward. Okay, so basically these are the terms you need to understand, which are used in probability. If you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. It has been easy learning Z Mathematics. The future is bright. See you in the next video, and God bless you.